Femson, what's wrong? Are those female hormones you've been taking finally kicking in?
No, it's not that. It's just... I miss Mom. And I feel guilty for even desiring to prop up this traditional, bigoted, heterosexual romance that is constantly seen in our media.
Femson, you know that your mom and I divorced a long time ago. Maybe you should just go visit her.
I can't. She's in Canada, and I can't afford to go see her.
Why did she move to Canada?
Because Trump won the election, duh.
Well, it seems divorce was the right option.
Why did you guys even divorce?
Femson, I already told you why. You were born.
Ha! I bet Mom divorced you for being a Nazi.
No, actually, I divorced your mom for being a nutcase. And now look at you. Clearly you got a lot more of her genes than mine. I tell you, after I ticked your mom off that one night and she tried to get me fired by calling my manager, no, that was the last straw. Your mom was a real Karen.
Did you just call my mother the K-word? You realize that's the N-word for white women, right?
Oh, is it now? Say the N-word.
No, I'm not you, Dad. I wouldn't be saying that on a regular basis.
Say the K-word.
Karen.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite gay-looking straight boy, Hunter Avalone here, back with another wonderful video written in my own blood. We're currently in the midst of a global pandemic, and besides revealing a bunch of problems with how this country operates, it's also brought out the worst kind of people. You know, those annoying witches that purchase a life supply of toilet paper and then freak out and demand to speak to the manager when the coupon saving them $2 is suddenly rejected. These people are called Karens. And the world is full of them. Karens have always existed. This pandemic has just forced them out of their upper middle class suburban homes and into the streets where they can demand others risk their safety and lives in order to give them a fresh Karen cut. Chances are you've met a Karen before. I mean, I used to work in retail, so believe me, I've met my fair share of them. And if you've never met a Karen, I'm sorry to say, odds are, you're Karen. Now, of course, it was only a matter of time until some butthurt liberal Karen comes along and claims that these funny and somewhat truthful memes are actually problematic. That's right. A bunch of joyless, offended liberals are now claiming that the Karen meme is actually sexist, because clearly they want everyone to be as miserable as they are. I guess if a joke can even be interpreted as politically incorrect, well, it's just not funny. Remember, if you make a funny, harmless joke, you're probably a sexist bloke. The stereotype the name Karen conjures, at least in the US, is limited mainly to white women in their mid-30s or 40s. The archetypal Karen is blonde, has multiple young kids, and is usually an anti-vaxxer. Karen has a "can I speak to the manager" haircut and a controlling, superior attitude to go along with it. It should be noted, however, that the Karen meme is a little more about an attitude rather than any one person. Although the stereotype does focus mainly on, yes, middle-aged white women, being a Karen is also an attitude and a mindset, so really, technically speaking, anybody, no matter how young or how old, whether they are a man or a woman, can be a Karen. As Vox wrote in its extremely extensive history of the trope, the comedian Dane Cook was using it in his act in 2005. Every friendship group has a Karen, and she's always a bag of douche. The term went more mainstream a few years ago when someone on Reddit wrote so much bile about his ex-wife that his post got their own subreddit called You Karen. The woman who divorces her husband and takes the kids, that's Karen. The woman who runs for president twice and then blames sexism every time she fails, Karen. The woman who refuses to vaccinate her children because polio is better than being autistic, Karen. Heck, even some of our favorite childhood cartoons, featured Karens. Why wouldn't she allow Cinderella to just go to the ball, goddammit? The Karen meme really took off after a tweet received over 1.2 million likes reading, "I'm scared for people who actually need to go to the store and feed their family, but Susan and Karen stocked up for 30 years. Okay, so now you have a basic understanding of the history around this meme, and you understand that the meme is usually referring to demanding, rude, and entitled white women. So what's the problem here? Don't worry, liberals will find something to get offended by. Annoying TERF and lesbian feminist tweets. Does anyone else think the Karen slur is woman-hating and based on class prejudice? So right off the bat, we are referring to Karen as a slur. You realize that turning a funny meme into some kind of sexist slur is a Karen thing to do? When I was in my 20s, the slur against younger working class women was Sharon and Tracy. I honestly cannot think of any equivalent for men, but I am so sick of women, including those of us that have devoted our lives to women's liberation, being spoken about so disrespectfully. There are so many things that modern day pop feminists do that just annoy me, like exist. But this honestly might take the cake. I'm sick of women being spoken about so disrespectfully. Do you think women are just a hive mind? The Karen meme originated to mock spoiled, entitled, and rude white women who are usually nasty towards workers. When you attempt to group these annoying women in with all women, it's a cheap attempt at strawmanning this meme into some kind of an attack towards women, when in reality, it's a joke at the expense of some women. If I said I don't like Kanye West, does that mean I'm a racist who doesn't like all black people? Of course not. Liberals did this when Trump would mock a woman also, and it always annoyed me. Mocking a woman or mocking an attitude that some women have is not the same as mocking all women. And by equating this meme to all women, you're being sexist. It is certainly used by enough white men for it to be morphed into a misogynistic slur. Is this really what it takes now for something to become a slur? The big scary white men just need to say it enough times, and boom, you've got the white woman's N-word. I mean, obviously this TERF hates men, but it's just so blatant, even a kindergartner would be disgusted by this misandry. Well, here's my message to all of you white men. Be careful out there. Guys, we have a lot of power. All we have to do is repeat something 5 times fast in the mirror, and boom, it instantly goes down as a slur. Anime. 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 Of course, another Karen also chimed in to deem this term an oppressive, sexist slur. An author at The Guardian says, yes, it's sexist, classist, and ageist in that order. Watching this Twitter conversation literally feels like listening in to a book club exclusively for divorced white women. Seriously, how boring does your life have to be to sit at home during a global pandemic and claim that the Karen term is somehow sexist? I mean, really? Is everything sexist nowadays? What's next? Is considering women your property gonna be considered sexist? Seriously though, after making this incredibly stupid tweet, this Hadley person ran to her cushy job at The Guardian, where she wrote an extensive article about the Karen meme. The Karen meme is everywhere, and it has become mired in sexism. Countless TikTok videos are dedicated to the Karen meme. What was once a way of describing women's behavior is now too often about controlling it. Yeah, I think we can all agree. Controlling women is bad. Kinda like when TERFs control trans women and exclude them from their spaces. She explained that after she published this dumb tweet, soon I had thousands of responses. Some were from people of color, frustrated that the term's original meaning had been lost and that 2 white women were denigrating a term they used to describe racism. And fair enough. But they were at least equaled by men gleefully calling me a Karen and telling me to make them a sandwich. Truly, few things warm the heart like the palpable excitement of men when they find a new misogynistic term they can lob at women with impunity. Okay, Karen, make me a filet mignon with a side of shrimp and lobster. Because I believe in your cooking abilities. Seriously though, this is kind of just a self-fulfilling prophecy. She tweeted something dumb claiming a funny meme is some kind of an oppressive, sexist term, and when people responded mockingly, she claimed it was oppressive, sexist, and proof that the Karen meme is a slur. Do I really need to spell out the sexism of a meme about a woman's name that took off from a man griping about his ex-wife and has become a way of telling women to shut up? I guess I'm going full-blown meme defender here. Leave our memes alone, cucks! This meme was meant to mock certain women exhibiting certain behavior. It's not about telling women to shut up. You know, it's actually pretty simple. Just don't be a Karen, and you won't be called a Karen. My goodness, these liberals are so desperate to just be the victim, they're willing to jump through so many mental gymnastics just to get to an outcome that confirms their victimhood. It's pathetic! But my friends, it gets even worse, because a few days ago, this meme went viral, and although I cannot confirm whether or not it's real, it certainly captures the sentiment behind these feminazis crying quite well. Dear millennials, stop saying Karen. Karen is a sexist and racist term equivalent to the N-word for white women. Calling a woman Karen is an attempt to get rid of women's right to stand up for themselves. Shut up, Karen. No one is trying to take away your rights. We just want you to stop acting rude, stop asking to speak to the manager, and stop calling the cops on black people trying to cook out. I know a comedian already made this joke, but it's so fitting here. If you're trying to decide which word is worse, and you won't say one of the words, that's the worst word. Seriously, this is like if a bunch of men got offended by the Chad meme and started complaining it was actually an anti-man slur trying to get rid of men's rights to poop in the urinal. At the end of the day, this is just a funny meme making fun of women who get away with acting rude and nasty. And regardless of how many hoops you try and jump through, regardless of how many syllogisms you try and create, at the end of the day, this is just a meme. I really hope the whining and complaining from all these Karens comes to a stop, or else we all may need to protect our managers from the attack of the Karens. Thanks everyone for watching. Please give this video a like, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all soon. Peace.